My name is Parker Schrader, along with my partner Kelly Cross. Today, Kelly and I will have the pleasure of representing the negative side in the debate resolving that the United States Department of Education should mandate arts education in all public schools against Collin and Taylor. Dictionary.com defines the arts as imaginative, creative, and non-scientific branches of art, of knowledge considered collectively. The negative side intends to prove that there is no need to mandate art education in public schools. As students here at Upper Elton High School, we are given the option to choose our classes each year, with one of the purposes being to pick classes that interest us and pertain to our likes, not our dislikes. So tell me this, would you like to be required to include an art-affiliated class into your schedule? How about taking the same general group of classes and requiring you to complete them starting in kindergarten? This is what the affirmative side is advocating for and would like to see changed in the United States public education system. The negative side has clear and concise reasons as to why art education should be left up to the student if they would like to include it in their school schedule. To begin, one of the driving forces behind the affirmative argument will be that art classes lead to better scores on standardized test scores. This fact cannot be disputed because it is in fact true. However, why would a school then require its students to take these types of classes if this well-researched fact is true? It should be up to the students how well they would like their scores to be, just like it is their decision how hard to work and how productive they choose to be in their classes. To follow up with this point, Ms. Weiner, a professor of psychology at Boston College and a senior research associate at Project Zero, stated, "When kids take a lot of art, they don't improve their core subject areas. We simply found no evidence of that." With evidence and credibility backing up both of these points, why would so much time and money be exerted so that a student can boost up their SAT scores or state-mandated tests by a few points when some of the most basic points of education are to learn and apply that knowledge in the real world, not a test? PhD Jerome Kagan, a professor of psychology at Harvard University, states, "Art education should be championed for its own sake, not because of a wishful sentiment that classes in art, dance, painting, and music improve pupils' math scores and reading scores and standardized test scores." Kagan could not be any more convincing that art classes should be used to teach art, not to improve basic classroom skills. To clarify, the negative side is not against art education, but the policy of requiring students to take this in grades K through 12. The second point presented by the negative deals within the confines of student interest. The basic philosophy that we are trying to portray is, why would a student who doesn't have an interest in the arts be forced to take a class dealing within that subject matter? If students were placed in classes which had no interest to them, they would not pay attention, work hard, or take the class seriously, which would just be counterproductive and a waste of student and teacher's time. Furthermore, the students in the class that actually have an interest in the subject could be distracted or disturbed by this environment, which would take away from their educational benefit in the class. Let's say, as an example, there's an athlete who does not have an interest in art. However, since art education is mandatory, he is required to take an art class of some nature. The student strongly dislikes the class and does not take away anything from it. By the end of the year, countless numbers of school hours fall by the wayside because of this policy. For reasons like this, art education cannot be mandated in public schools. The third contention of the negative side argues that there are ample opportunities outside the school setting for those interested in art and like matter can participate in or join. For example, organizations such as Young Stars Theater Company and others are available outside the school and are not affiliated with it in any way. This provides yet another opportunity for those who are interested in arts to become involved without requirements saying that they must do so. With the chance to pursue arts outside of school, why would the school waste valuable time and money on? Clubs like these can be compromised with athletic clubs such as Upper Elton Soccer Club, Upper Elton Aquatics Club, and CCLC, which provide voluntary options for those who partake in sports. A noteworthy fact that supports this viewpoint comes from the National Endowment of the Arts, which reads, "It is more important to increase community-based art education than it is for school-based arts." In summary, so far, the negative side believes that art education classes should not be mandatory because of student interests, its purpose which it serves to academics, and the opportunities that are presented to students outside of the school setting. To clarify yet again, we are not against the education of art, but against the policy of mandating art education classes. Thank you, vote negative.